Alright, I'm in an interesting one today. This is a 2009 Saturn Aura, which is, I believe, the same thing as a Malibu. This car came in because it needed a timing chain. So, 158 on the clock, went ahead and did the timing chain. Found the balance shaft chain was also pretty well worn. The guides are worn, stuff like that, which is really weird. So we went ahead and replaced those. Did the sprockets and everything as well, tensioners. We did basically everything you can get in the kits. We did it all. Got it all together. Went to go drive it, and it wouldn't start still. So it still had a pre-existing issue of not being able to start, except for now the chains aren't flopping around, and the guide is not broke, because the front black guide was completely broken to pieces down in there, and actually snapped one of the bolts. So I had to drill and tap the hole where the bolt was. It's not perfect, but it's pretty dang close. And it took threads, it took a bolt, real good, and I'm comfortable with it, but it's just not ideal. But after doing all that, we got it all together, and it's got some other issues. See, the wheel there is a little crooked, but it wouldn't run. But it'd run if you unplugged the crank sensor, not crank sensor, but the exhaust cam shaft sensor. So once you unplug it, it'll start up and run and drive. Really weird. So it's like, okay, maybe the sensor has failed. No, the sensor did not fail, actually. Man, this thing's all over the road. Turn around up here somewhere, get it back towards the shop. Actually, I can turn here. So it's not the sensor. And we started doing some research, and we pulled the valve cover off and verified the reluctor on the exhaust cam was where it's supposed to be, and it wasn't. So a super rare problem with these 2.4 Ecotechs, and I'm not sure what else, but I'm sure other Ecotech engines of some type, they have an issue where they get warm and the reluctor wheel turns. So once it turns, it no longer knows where the cam, or it thinks the cam's in a different position than it actually is. So put exhaust cam in it, and in the process got it all back together, and it was real rattly, like chain rattling. Pulled the valve cover off, and come to find out the chain was loose. So the brand new tensioner had failed. So I just put a new tensioner in it, just topped off the oil, because you lose a little bit of oil when you pull a tensioner out. It's not a lot, but went ahead and in the process of changing the exhaust cam, went ahead and pulled the engine back apart to verify timing to be 110%, because it just takes one time, one tooth. I don't really know if it's just one tooth, if one tooth off will be enough to destroy the engine, but I just didn't want to take a chance. We've got a lot of hours in this car currently, and I don't want to cost any money. The cost of money would be doing ahead. Because if it's up at the timing wrong, accidentally, I did mark the chain of sprockets when I did that exhaust cam, but it's very easy to mess that up, especially if I'm using a Sharpie. So she's running and driving now. Go back to the shop, make sure she's not clickety clackety, which before you could tell it was when you was driving it, because off of idle, I don't know, it just didn't seem right. But now it's got plenty of power, feels really good. I like it. So go back in, make sure it's not clickety clack. If it ain't clickety clacking, then we know we're good to go. I'm actually going to take this way. It's a little longer this way, but I'm tired of lights. Getting a little far from the shop right now, because let's see if we can overtake this car here. I want to get it up to you know, heat soaked and make sure it's not making any noise or anything before the customer picks it up. I like to start videoing more of the process. It's just, you know, I don't want to spend time doing all that. You know, try to work. You know, so. But yeah, that's very rare, I believe. So, unless you have similar issues, I wouldn't really be too concerned of it. Similar symptoms. Nice cloudy day in Tennessee today, and this thing's all over the road. I'm trying to correct the steering here. I'm having to hold the wheel to the right when I'm going around a left turn. But yeah, so questions or anything, let me know down in the comments.